Why should I vote when it doesn't count? Why should I stand when they'll knock me down? We just moving round in circles at our Michi cause we rotten now. And when there's money, you can fool the crowd. See, government for the people make the people blind. They hash it on you sheeple so you lose your mind. To me, it's just a passive scam. Numbers growing, we all know it, but who will be the most is to oppose and who was chosen to wake the people up. Vote me live for MVCA. Sin City, this is GTA. Mission to alleviate attaining rates. Asian candidates from the stage. I'd rather show a rate and articulate the choice you make. Makes us or breaks us, sustains us or wastes us. Congratulations, if you about to wake up. They about to take us deeper into steeper slope and bigger problem. We can stop them, they're really solid but pretty solvent. I don't know if you really gonna try it. Just wanna know if it's better keeping quiet. Someone said everybody's scared of dying. Well, I am scared too, but I never die in silence. I'm gut reliance.
Please can we get to know you?
I go by the name Rhookcastle. I'm a rapper, I'm a producer, and I do real estate by the side.
Yeah, that's good. So please, why the name Rhookcastle?
I get that a lot. I started playing chess from secondary school. I used the rook piece a lot.
Yeah.
The name rook is actually a piece on the chessboard.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's like the piece I use the most on the chessboard, and they started calling me Rook, and the name stuck like that.
Yeah. So how long have you been in the game?
When you say in the game, what do you mean?
No, I mean in the rapping game, not in the chess game.
I started writing from SS1. You know, even though it was whack back then, it was we used to pass papers. Do you understand? Me and my other friend, he doesn't rap again though. We started battling like that. That's from SS2. Then from there, I recorded my first song, still in SS2. But I'll say I actually started, creating the kind of music I like from my 300 level days. Yeah.
So your first song, how was that like?
Whack. Trust me.
It's supposed
Very
to be
whack.
whack. It's supposed to be whack, so you could grow from there.
From it.
Yeah. I mean, no one comes out perfect from the beginning. Yeah, so please, how supportive are your parents?
I actually wrote a song about that. They're kind of passive. They're not against it. They're not for it, and they're not against it. I feel most parents, they get to a point that they are supporting you, but they feel reality will dawn on you, and after a while you're gonna leave it.
Okay.
So my parents don't. I feel if you want to support me, you should support me with money. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because money is important.
Yeah, true.
You should listen to my
It's
songs.
so important.
You should listen to my songs. So, okay, my mom, she's not a fan now. She knew I used to rap, but last year was when she actually started listening to my songs. So I won't say they are supportive, and I won't say they are not supportive. But I'm sure somewhere in their mind they wish I'm an engineer or a doctor. Do you understand? Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
Akure.
Akure.
Yeah.
I would have guessed Lagos.
You pronounce it well.
Akure.
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 Uh-huh.
I got it right now.
I just moved to Lagos last year. I think this is my second year. Oh, this is my third year in Lagos. Yeah.
Yeah. Are your parents in Lagos too?
No, Akure.
Akure.
Yeah.
And so you went to what university?
Federal University of Technology, Akure. Proud Futarian.
Futarian, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro.
Okay, how did your experience there shape your mindset?
Coming out of secondary school, I'm speaking for most people that are in FUTA right now or graduated from FUTA. Coming out of secondary school, you feel, university, a brand new experience, it will be all good and all fun. But once you enter, there's this orientation that they give you that, it's going to be difficult, you're not going to pass, I don't know if you understand what I mean. So it's always like that, and it was not fun at all, trust me, because it was more about the book, and
trying to get your grades up.
Do you understand? And man, it wasn't fun, it wasn't cool. But FUTA is where I started the whole rap thing, the whole music thing. I met friends that inspired me, inspired a few. So I can't take FUTA from my story, away from my story. But generally speaking, I just feel our education system needs to be rebranded, and they should stop putting fear into young ones entering the university.
And maybe hope instead.
Hope, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so what made you decide to follow the path of hip hop?
Hip hop. Funny enough, it wasn't. I loved music. I love music, and I got that from my parents, but it wasn't hip hop. You know, I listened to a lot of Westlife and Backstreet Boys.
Okay, I thought
Do
you
you
were going to
understand?
say to King Sonny Ade now. I
No,
wanted
not
to-
really.
Yeah.
Not really. So, hip hop. I listened. There's this MP3 disc that had Tupac's music. You know, I got stuck on that for a very
Tupac
long
was-
time.
Tupac is a
Tupac
legend.
and some Biggie.
He's a
So
legend.
man, that was where it started from. And 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, and you just wanted to sound like them, and and hip hop. You know what hip hop represents, not what we listen to these days. You know, the message is actually very important,
Yeah.
and I feel poetry with message and with rhythm, and the whole culture, man. It's too much to pass on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
For me.
And your music has a whole lot of meaning to it.
I'll let you in on something.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this. If you listen to me some years back, my music wasn't like this.
Yeah.
I write stuffs that are meaningful. I might even record a few,
Yeah.
but I won't let it out because I feel nobody wants to listen to that shit. I feel what's trending is the dance music and the vulgar words and all. But last year was the year that actually told myself that what am I actually doing? Life is short.
Yeah.
If this is what you want to do, I mean you have to do it.
Go for
You
it.
understand? What you leave behind is the important thing. Do you understand? So I want my music to stand the test of time, and at the end, people can listen and actually gain something from me.
All right. So what's your philosophy on life as a whole?
I try to make every day count. That's the way I perceive it. There was a time I used to think too much into the future, and what I've noticed now is living each day, making each day count is the important part. Do you understand?
So apart from hip hop, like what other influences do you have in your life, or should I say, what other kind of people influence your life aside the life of music?
My dad is a big influence. My dad is a pastor.
Okay.
Music generally, Fela is an influence. I read a lot of poetry. I like Chinua Achebe. I like Wole Soyinka. I like Paulo Coelho. So
Pablo Coelho.
so I like to read. I like movies. I actually get inspired after watching a movie, funny enough. So music, movies, books, life generally, I might be walking around, even animals, funny enough. I like to, I might be looking at, a dog, funny enough, even ants,
Yeah.
I get a lot from a lot of things. Do you understand? I feel there are different ways that life communicates to us, you understand? So I like to put myself in that frame of mind, in that space that I
Connect to
can,
the soul of the world.
so I can, receive, and what you have is what you give out.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you're not in that frame to receive, you have nothing to give out.
Okay. So what kind of hip hop albums did you grow up listening to?
I grew up listening to Sparklips. Illmatic was stuck on my mind. Stillmatic, Godson, and Nas album generally. Then Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. I played that for long. I still play it on most Jay-Z albums. So when Lil Wayne came, I listened to a lot of Kata 1, Kata 2, Kata 3.
Do you have a punchline or a quote you can never forget?
Yeah, this one I actually have in my mind every time. You never know what you have until you lose it.
Would you like to shed some light on your creative process? How do you go about writing your music?
It depends on the mood. There are times I write and it's free flowing. There are times I have to write and cancel. There's a track on my tape that I recorded 5 times.
5 times.
3 verses on the song, but I'm sure I wrote 15 verses. Just trying to get it right, trying to get it right, trying to get it right. Normally, I get ideas about a song or about a verse, and I might not write immediately. It will be stuck somewhere in my mind, and when the time comes, when I hear a beat, or when I feel like okay, it's time. Trust me, I used to know when it's time. Then I start writing. I might write or record. Then I have to come back to listen to it. I might record and be like, oh wow, man, this is dope. This is dope. And the next minute I'm back and I play it. I was like, fuck, this is shit. So I have to cancel. Even when I produce, especially when I produce, I can make a beat and I'm like, oh, this is banging. I usually like doing my stuff alone. I like to be on my own. I like to be in my space. So when I'm done doing something, and I have to always come back to it and listen to it over and over again. If it sounds great the second time and the third time, then it's great.
What ingredient is important to your music making?
First things first, I have to have something I want to pass across. I can't write if I'm not trying to direct my thoughts somewhere. Do you understand?
Rhookcastle.
Yeah,
How
man,
involved are you with your recording, producing, and mastering?
I write myself, I produce myself, I record myself. I actually like recording in my own space. I don't really like people around me when I'm doing my stuff.
Yeah. So all your music has been produced by you.
By me.
What made you start the hashtag Real Niger Issues with Rook? Could you talk about that for a bit?
Yeah, I was looking for a way to get more fans, get interaction with people, because my plan was to drop a tape. That was last year, and at that point, I was struggling to even get on 300 downloads. I had just 300 followers, 500 followers on Instagram, and what's the point of passing something across when there's nobody actually listening to you? So I was looking for a way to reach out to people, pass a message across, and still draw fans, so that when I want to drop a project or a song, I can actually, have people that I'm sure are listening to me, and it's working.
So do you think the advent of internet and all the new technology has helped your music and independent musicians in general?
A lot, because before Instagram, okay, there was Facebook. Before Facebook, how, like, for someone like me now, how will I have my songs on your phone? It's almost impossible. I know back in the day they used to move around, go to radio stations. These days you have to pay for everything, for interviews and everything. So if you know how to leverage on the internet, you can have a lot of things done, faster, quicker, reach out to more people, even especially when you can sponsor your ads, and so it's been great for me. It's been working out.
But do you consider yourself a conscious rapper, or how would you describe your style?
I hate hearing that word, conscious. Are we meant to be unconscious? Are you meant to not know, what's going around you? Are you meant not to be serious? I know music can be, chilled, can be relaxed, yes. But, when I hear conscious, that I'm speaking what's really happening. I'm talking for you. I'm documenting your pain. I'm, trying to give you soul food. Does that make me conscious? Does that mean you're not conscious? I feel even the artists that are not doing, something real. Don't let me say they're not doing something real. Even the artists that, don't do the kind of things I do, I feel they are conscious too. They're conscious of what they're doing, actually. So it's what they have, decided to do. So I don't like that word, conscious. I'm a rapper, and I feel every rapper, should have content.
Why do you feel the need to speak for people who can't speak for themselves? The meek, the underprivileged.
That's difficult to answer, but I feel music is spiritual. It's not something to be joked or toyed with. You can't toy with music. Do you understand? It's an important ingredient in the society. And right now, he's actually speaking for me. Things are bad, bro. I've been out of school for 5 years, and there's nothing working. Somebody has to speak out. We need journalists, we need musicians, we need activists. Do you understand? And
Kinda
nobody's
like
doing
Fela
it.
did in his
Yeah,
day.
nobody's doing it, and it's it's been something I always wanted to do. I can't really say why. I just feel it's installed in me that way. So
and it's kind of a responsibility for you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
does it weigh you down? Do you feel the weight of it?
Yeah, it does, because there's this way you're perceived, and even when you start doing it, there's more eyes on you, there's more criticism on you. Everything you are going to be doing now is going to be faulted. If you say something and
You get scrutinized.
yeah, that's the word, and there's this box they tend to put you in, that because you make this kind of music, you can't make this kind of music.
Exactly. True,
I'll make music that will make you guys chill. Yes, I'll do that. I do that. Right now, this is how I feel, and this is how, I'm making my music. Do you understand? And I feel even if you're making songs that will make you chill, it doesn't still mean it can't be meaningful. Do you understand?
True.
There's still ways to go about it.
So, do you think that music could help make world peace?
Yeah, man, music is powerful. Music has the power to switch moods. There are times that I've been down, and the strike of the string can actually just push you up.
Yeah. Do you play the instruments?
I don't. Well, music is that, is that soulful, is that powerful. It can calm you, it can get you agitated. It's not something you can see, but it can resonate with you in different ways. So man, music is an important instrument. Trust me.
So, what's the demographic you try to reach out to?
My music reach out to everybody. Everybody should listen to Rhookcastle. Do you understand? Everybody. Either you're young, either you're old. But recently, or for now, I feel the younger ones should listen to me more, because
To help shape their minds.
yeah, because I feel the shift from the teenage age to when you clock 20 and above, there's this knowledge or information I feel that needs to be instilled. It's like we are not prepared for the life ahead of us. Do you understand? And
That's so
nobody's
true.
telling them that thing. And in school, what they listen to, what they are taught, it doesn't really matter. They need to know that, man. You have to find a way for yourself, because nobody's really out there. Nobody's gonna help you. Once you're 20, 21, 22, and the weight starts, resting on your shoulder, and the school is not preparing you for that shit, bro.
Oh, you've dropped 2 projects in total now.
Yeah.
The first Gambit,
Rooks
the Gambit
Rooks
EP,
Gambit.
Rook's Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the most recent one, 1111. Okay, so what was the inspiration behind the Gambit?
Okay, Rook's Gambit. What the Gambit is, your first move in chess. There are different openings.
Yeah.
So there's the Queen's Gambit, there's the King's Gambit. There are a lot of openings. There's nothing like Rook's Gambit, but the Gambit is the first move that you make. So Rook's Gambit is the first move that I am making.
That
You understand?
Rhookcastle made.
Yeah.
And 1111 was the inspiration behind that.
After Rook's Gambit, the reception was nice, and I wasn't still satisfied, because there's still a part of me I was hiding. The conscious part.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I felt like, bro, it is time for you to actually do what you wanted to do from time. And that was how it started in me, that okay, it's time for me to actually do a project that will actually cover the part of me I want to push out. So I started seeing 1 I don't know if it happens to you, but I'm sure a whole lot of people, a lot of you guys watching me right now, there are a lot of you guys that see this number 1111. I started seeing it everywhere I go. I might pick up my phone and randomly it's 11 minutes past 11. Do you understand? I started seeing the number everywhere. I was curious, like, what's really happening. I spoke to some people, I checked the internet, and it opened my eyes to a whole lot of things. It was it showed me that you need to do what you're called to do, bro. It is time for you to wake up. It's an awakening. Do you understand? That's what it is for me. It's like an alarm. G. Do you understand? So that's what it is for me. So when I was now looking for when the album was done, I was looking for what to call it. I had different ideas. I was like, oh, what actually made you, do this? It was me saying that number all around, and so I just decided to name it that. And because I know, there will be somebody out there, experiencing the same thing I'm experiencing, and will be curious. I'm sure when you Google 111, you might see me, you might see the project, and you'll be curious and you want to listen. You understand? So that's the way it is.
So in terms of your skill level, what has changed since your first project? Because the Gambit had more of a feel-good music vibe to it.
Funny enough, a lot of people told me, "Oh, Rook, you've improved from Rook's Gambit to this one, man. The improvement is." I don't see it that way because I've always been like this. It's something I've been hiding. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like I was, of course, when you do something and you keep doing it, there's an improvement. But the improvement is not as drastic as people see it, because it's like I'm on this lane and I just switched totally to another lane.
Yeah.
But funny enough, I've always been, in the middle, capable of switching to each of the lanes at whatever time. So the only thing I would say, improved a little bit was my production, and I wanted to do a conscious project that will still be a little bit jivey. So it made me, dig more to see, okay, how can you make this appealing to, to the younger ones, to to the people of my generation. You understand? So if you do too much boom bap, it's boring for a lot of people. So I listened to I listened to trap. I had to listen more to trap. You understand? And try to put in my own style into it. So do you understand? So that creative phase, yes, improved me. But my rap skill or my rap style didn't actually change.
In December, you had a mixtape listening party where you performed a couple of songs from 1111.
Yeah.
Did you have to deal with performance anxiety? Did you have those?
The listening party. I wanted to draw in fans. I wanted to interact with my fans. I made new fans, and I wanted that one-on-one experience. And the truth is, I've been in Lagos for about a year, and I've been going around hustling for shows, and I'll be around. I might be the next person to perform, and they'll tell me no more chance, no more space. The other shows want me to pay or something. That's the way the game is. So I was like, okay, if they're not going to allow me perform in their show, and I actually have people that love me and love what I do, why not bring them together and for them to come see me perform? So that was what the show was actually about. So from what I've said, I've not performed for about a year. I've not held the mic. I've not been in front of the crowd. So yes, I deal with anxiety. I had to practice and practice and practice. At some point, I'll ask myself, "Are you sure you wrote this song? Are you sure you wrote this song?"
Yeah, you were forgetting your
lyrics. Yeah. So but this is what happens once you climb the stage. At least for me, when I grab the mic, something else takes over, and the fear goes, and
and you just became Rhookcastle, and you killed it. The second track titled 1K. What's the message you're trying to pass with that track?
Don't sell your vote. Get out and vote. Forget about it won't count or see. These people, we know the kind of people they are. We know they are going to try to manipulate stuff and we are making these things easy for them because we are not involved. The 1K stands for everything you get or you gain from them. It's not just 1K. These days, they give you 4K or 5K. They give you bag of rice. 1K stands for all these things. See, you don't need all these things. You have to go out and exercise your civic duty and vote for somebody and stand with it. I feel if I vote for this person, you vote for this person, and we wait there and allow them come. If they are coming, we'll see them. Although we can't fight them, at least we'll be there and we can record them or something. So we have evidence, not just sitting back at home and feel okay. After 4 years or after 2 years, we can now complain and say the government is not doing well. I don't have light. As we strike, see, we have to go out and take this thing, take the bull by the horn, and bring the change that we want.
On the first track, Hallelujah, did I say that right? Yeah. What are you trying to say on that track?
I'm sure my dad listens to that song. I'm gonna have a lot to explain. See, I get it, you're a Christian. I get it, you're a Muslim. You want something to work for you. For me, I want to be the greatest rapper alive. And I'm not sitting down, I'm not jotting down lyrics, I'm not learning from the greats, I'm not looking for how to make my brand better, I'm not going out to shows, I'm not doing interviews like this. I'm sitting in my house and I'm praying, and I'm going to the church on Sunday, on Monday, on Tuesday. It won't work. It won't work. And these pastors, they already know what's going on. And it's business for them. It's not all of them, so to speak, but most of them. So what I was trying to say in the track is, this is what they are doing. They are playing with you. They are playing with you. Jarai. Do you understand? Jarai. See, when a pastor asks for $1 million, and from $1 million it goes to 500, into 100, down to 50, then down to 1,000, and now down to whatever you have. Tell me, are you telling me he really wants you to participate, or he wants to really cash out? So, Africans or Nigerian Africans generally, we give into religious rubbish, nonsense too easily, and we tend to forget the actual important things, working hard and working hard, and then you can now pray. I know it's prayer first, but you have to work hard. There has to be something God will bless. You understand? So that's the whole concept.
And the fact that your dad is a pastor doesn't stop you from making music like this,
we argue a lot. Myself and my dad, we argue a lot about stuff like this. My viewpoint in my house is entirely different from theirs. I don't go to church, but I respect him for that. It doesn't stop me from doing that. He believes, your salvation has to be personal. We can't force you to do stuff like that. So I'm sure if he listens to it, he will laugh and be like, this boy.
So what you get on your first track, you gotta know what's the message now.
Stop telling everybody about you. Stop showing everybody everything. Get your ass off the internet. Keep some things to yourself. There's some people that I know where they're staying. I know the number of cars they have. I know what their room looks like. Come on. I know when they're happy in their relationship. I know when there's a problem. I know when your boyfriend gives you this. Oh, come on, keep that shit to yourself. Save yourself the stress of living your life, publicly. There are some things you should keep to yourself, because there are disadvantages, a lot more disadvantages than the advantages from putting everything about you out. So I just felt I had to tell you about that too. Keep some shit to yourself. It will help you.
Yeah. So let's talk about vlogs for a little bit. You rapped about being content.
Yeah,
So how about that?
that song. I sampled I sampled Brimo, by the way, in the beat. I I I was in a very, 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 very depressing state. It's been going on for a while, and I was complaining. I was complaining. I needed more. I needed more. I wasn't getting enough, and I got to a point. Someone called me. Someone called me. I was like, "Yo, I'm about to be sent out, kicked out from my apartment." Yeah. It was actually two calls. That one was about to be sent from his apartment. He needed some money. He needed about 100k. Had 150. I wanted to shoot a video. I wanted to record this tape. I wanted to mix. I wanted to put it out. I needed more money because 150k won't do anything. But this person is complaining because he doesn't have a roof over his head, and the other one was health, about her health. So I was like, man, we complain about too many things. We forget the good things that are actually happening to us. I was feeling good. I'm not. My health was okay. It was just because I didn't have money to push my music. You understand? So the song came to me easily. That's the point I want to make. It came to me easily. I spoke about some songs that I don't need to go back to. Once I heard the loop, I made the beats. It just came like that. That was the easiest song on the tape. I did it in less than 40 minutes. Easiest song. So Flood is actually special to me. It's like a compilation of stories of everybody around me, not just mine.
Could you tell us a little bit about Fly Away? And then you were talking about how desperate Nigerians are to leave the country.
You know one Japa, that's the truth. You know one Japa.
Man, I would like Japa
So
if I get the opportunity.
I got turned down, from British embassy. I was trying to go study a little bit more, and I got turned down. I met a friend, and he told me it was his 7th attempt. I spoke to another girl. She said she's been on it for about 5 times. Most of my friends, the funny thing about us is, your friend will not even tell you that I'm a guy. I try apply for this one. So I spoke to one of my friends about my experience. He was like, guy, I don't try Canada, I don't try America, I don't try UK. They just turn me down, So I felt like, man, I need to make a song about this. But the truth is, everybody wants to jack back. And even though I want to, if I get a chance to travel out right now, I'm gonna take it because you have to get it gives you more exposure. Traveling is education. So I feel once you get there and you see the good life, if you're opportune to get a good life there, coming back becomes a problem, and that's why we are not actually developing. So in the song, it was me in a different state of mind. In the first verse, I was speaking to myself like, guy, I told you that you should get a visa and run away, and you're saying no, I don't want to go. I want to do this one. See your friend that traveled now. See how good the kind of life that he has now. You understand? In the second verse, I was actually saying, okay, yes, I want to travel, but I'd like to travel for excursion, for just to enjoy. You understand? Not to just travel and go there and work like a slave. And most people are not even having it good. That's the truth. It's cool. Yeah. So I'm not having it cool. So it's not I don't want to travel, but I want to travel to better my life, to have better experience, not go there to suffer. Do you understand? And I feel if we can sit down here and look at what we have to do to fix things, to make things better, life will be better, and traveling out won't be a problem. Have you asked yourself why is it that difficult for them to approve or to stamp your passport? Have you asked yourself? It's because they feel we are full of shit, and our country is, nothing.
Country.
That's just it. So if the country is better for you to travel anywhere you want to travel, it's not going to be a problem. So I wanted a track that won't just say, because anybody that listens to the song now will feel as oh, Rook is saying everybody wants to run. Yeah, I'm saying that, and I'm also saying, see, even if you want to run away, if you get the chance and you go out, always remember that there's no place like home. So that's it.
The track "Wake Up" sounds like a motivational song.
Yeah.
What are you trying to tell the homies?
G, muscle, G, because we're sleeping. Actually, I am sleeping myself. Do you know, Tupac made 7 albums, 7 platinum albums before he died in 2025. He made a lot of movies. I'm not saying I'm comparing myself to him, because making comparisons is bad. But there are a whole lot of things you can do that I can do that I'm not doing. I don't know your story, but I know myself. I know a whole lot of things I can do that I'm still not doing right now. So in that song, it's actually 2 parts. There's another part I was trying to talk to the teachers, to the lecturers. Your frustration from university, because what you wanted to do, you didn't do it. Like you wanted to study medicine and you graduated, doing pharmacy or whatever, and you're frustrated, you're not happy because of the way you were treated, and maybe you wanted to work in an engineering firm. By the end of the day, the only job you could get is as a lecturer. So it's not, you don't have the passion for teaching, so you don't naturally like the students. So you invest your anger and your frustration from your family, from your marriage, on the students.
Nah, that happens a lot.
So at the end of the day, even the students don't get to like coming to your classes or learning. So it fucks everything up, and it's a circle that needs to be broken. You understand? So I was just trying to pass two messages. It's still about you waking up. Jare, when it goes down to my help, Jare, you don't Jare. On your own, that guy there is not. Nobody is ready to help. That's the thing. Nobody is actually ready to help. Even your guy that is upcoming with you, you think they want to help you. Everybody is in for his or her interest. At the end of the day, that's if you don't have something to offer this person, he's not ready to offer you anything. So you have to just wake up and you have to do something for yourself.
On the 10th track, Shola's Mind, who's on the vocals?
Rolake.
Yeah, does she work with you a lot? She's an artist.
Yeah, she sings. Shola's Mind was meant to be just one of those verses I dropped on Real Nigeria Issues with Rook. That was how it started. But man, I couldn't just take it like, no, I can't just, this has to be a song. You understand? So the whole story was compressed to 16 bars before. So then I decided, no, this has to be a song. Story. So I had to expand it. I did the hook. Me and my friend Slick Sounds came up with the hook, and we're like, oh, we need a girl to sing this, to kill it. So I met her on Instagram actually. I saw that she could sing, so we called her in. She did us the honors. It's the only song on 111 that I think so I couldn't even call it. It's a mixtape actually. I just had to find a space to put that song. I was actually talking about the role of women in politics. The girl in the story wasn't supporting the rapper that was trying to talk to the society and try to bring change through music. She was telling him, yo, you have to make songs that we can play in the club, that will bring us fast money, because we have to pay bills. You understand? And at the end of the day, she lost her parents to the just crisis. They're from Benue, And people ask me, is this a true story? It's not a true story, but these things actually happen. You understand? So the Benue stuff, she got affected too. So she wanted to go for an interview. Do you remember that time that Buhari came to Lagos and nobody? So she couldn't go for an interview. I drove her in the story. I drove her there and we got stuck. We had to come back, so she missed the interview. And when we now got home, I was tired of being a socially conscious rapper, and I wanted to do something else. And she was like, no, 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 no. This is the time now that you have to talk about this, because she was now feeling the pains, and now she saw the need to tag more people to my videos and skits to get to know about me, to get me more into shows, and you know. And at the end, there's this interview by a lady that I sampled. She was actually talking about how important women are in politics. If your girlfriend is so eager to go vote, tell me, won't you? A lot of guys do a lot of things because the girls find it easy, find it cool.
Most guys.
So, most guys, yeah.
Yeah.
They will even tell you if the girls can fuck with your music, you are blown. So women play a huge role.
The last track, your outro, you talked about not being allowed to perform.
Yeah.
Could you talk about that for a bit? I know that must have been so depressing, really.
A whole year, a whole freaking year, different shows, and I think it has to do with me not wanting to pay. Because if I was ready to pay, I would have performed. But I kept trying though, and it got to a point that I almost performed. It was issue. I think Vector was in that show. Yeah, I almost performed, but the time was not. The time wasn't on our side, and it was depressing. Trust me. I just came to Lagos, and I don't really know my way around. Getting shows was difficult for me, absolutely difficult, and there was the funds. Funds is not easily there for you to just throw around. Still a lot of things for me to use money to do, and that's what I think I talked about it the other time from the other question you asked.
Yeah,
That was I had to say okay, I have a little. I have fans now that are ready to come, watch me perform, watch me do my thing. I can just arrange or organize an event, and it actually worked out. Well, I performed. Funny enough, I performed on my last attempt. I actually performed. It wasn't as great.
Yeah. Well, how was that for you though?
I was just happy, bro. I was happy.
Yeah, you must have been excited, I can imagine.
Jeez, I got to perform.
Rook, tell us about the group Afromatic. Is that still on?
Yeah, definitely. Afromatic is not just a group; it's a movement. It's not just about the 4 rappers that started it. It's myself, Rhookcastle, Easy FA, Slick Sams, and Busy. But we see it more than that. We see it more like a movement, a movement how to enlighten, how to show you how modernized and how cool it is to be African. So that's the actual concept behind it. You understand?
You're one of the few rappers that are socially conscious. You sound like you really care about Nigerians. Have you always felt this way?
Care about Nigerians. I care about you, bro. I care about him. I care about her. I care
Man,
about
nigga.
everybody. I care about myself. See, if Nigeria is better today, man, I'm gonna benefit from it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I think that's what we're trying to get to. So if my music is gonna inspire a change, I'll do it over and over and over again, bro. So that's the way it is for me, bro.
That's the way it's meant to be. Can you mention a couple of people you'd like to work with during the course of your career?
Asha, Brimo, Burna Boy, in Nigeria or
Nigeria, abroad, feel free.
J. Cole,
Go wild.
Kendrick definitely, Damian Mali, those ones to start with.
What was the concept behind your 1111 artwork?
Numerology. So that's the concept behind it. I feel there are different ways, the universe, communicates with us, and you know, me recently, it's been in weird ways. And I told you the old album was inspired by the 1111 thing. So I actually wanted to do something that will speak about numerology without me even mentioning it. Yeah, so
What's your favorite part about this line of work? And what do you really not like about it too?
let me start with what I don't like about it. I'm this kind of person that I would love to be able to walk the street without. Today, today I went to have a cut, and I wasn't really well dressed, and one nigga just said, "Oh, Rook, I'm not blown yet," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Do you understand?" So I always tell myself, "Yo, enjoy this moment now, because it will get to a time you won't be able to walk the streets like you normally like doing." And I'm a private person, but like it or not, what I'm seeking is a public life. Even though there are ways for you to keep it quiet and try to be private, well, it's almost impossible. So that's what I don't like. And what I like is, the fact that I can actually reach out to you, to him, to her, to people from different backgrounds and culture. At times, people who speak a language that people that don't even understand the language I'm speaking, I can actually say something, and they can connect with it. I've gotten messages from people that said, "Oh man, that verse or that song actually changed my life. Actually changed, my viewpoint to this topic." Man, that's what can be more than that?
So how do you balance your music with your other obligations?
Um, Normally I do music in the night from 2 a.m. to like 6 a.m. is my best time to work.
Because it's serene.
Serene, and I come alive in the night time.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's like the time I work.
Hey guys, we have a vampire on our hands.
So what I do is real estate, like I said, on the
Yeah.
side. So that doesn't make me sit down from 8 till 9. I might have a client, I want to show a property. I'll make sure I pick a time that will favor the client though, but mostly it's in the evening, around four to like 9 or 6. So music is what I do with my time most of the time. So it's not really difficult for me to balance things. I don't really go out. I'm more of a loner.
Person.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself. Where do I see myself?
Me, I see you big.
I don't just
For
see
me, in
myself
5
big.
years,
I see myself worldwide. I see my
Worldwide.
music, changing lives. No, I told you I've been getting messages already like that, but I want more of that. I want more of that. I want to better myself. I want to be a better person first to start with, because you can't impact a change without you being changed yourself. I'm going through a phase right now, and I still some things I want to curb. Still some things I feel I can improve with. I feel if I can do that, then I'll have more light to share to people. And if I have that, there's no way the light won't shine on me myself, and there's no way I won't be big like you said. So I think it starts from me. It starts from me working. So man, I see myself big. I see myself topping charts. I see my messages healing lives, healing souls, and I see myself not complaining about money again.
I know you get props from the hashtag
Yeah.
real Niger issues with Rook. How important are the feedbacks to you?
Well, to be honest, when I started, I didn't care much about the comments. I'm being honest right now. It got to a time I started feeling like it was all I cared about.
Yeah.
Even though I write these things, the things I write are real because I feel them. But once I put it out, I'm on my phone checking. Come on, just 100 likes, just 50 comments. What's happening? Got to a point, I mean, it was actually I had to speak to myself. Yo, are you are you losing your balance? So right now, I don't really care about, numbers are important, feedbacks are important. But I feel, if what you do is real, if what I put down is real, there's no way, and it touches somebody, there's no way they won't comment. You understand? So I don't really, concern myself with that again like I used to. It's like the graph is like this. I didn't care, then I started caring. Then I've grown beyond that point now, and I'm back.
Like you've gotten the balance.
And balance back. So it's good. You guys should comment on my stuff. So I'm not saying you shouldn't comment. It's important. It's important. You ask me questions. I reply. I reply almost all my comments. I try to reply almost all my comments. But whatever you do, even if you're not doing music, if you post a picture and all you care about is what's happening, why people not liking me, and you're gonna hurt yourself. I think I spoke about it on the Ain't Gotta Know. Yeah.
What's the next move for Rhookcastle?
I'm gonna shoot couple of videos. I'm gonna be on TV stations. I'm gonna do more shows, and that's it for now.
What do you think about the Alter movement?
The Alter movement is dope. We all know it. The sound, the artists, the whole movement is it's inspiring. Going shifting from the norm. You understand? Not following what everybody is doing, because I feel the whole industry is one-sided. It's a one-way traffic, and everybody feels if you're not doing it like this, blowing is impossible for you. So shout out to those niggas, those guys that are actually doing this, the pioneers of the Alter movement. It's a nice concept. It's cool.
So do you collaborate with others when you make music?
Yeah, I'm open to collaboration, but right now, 111, I didn't want anybody. I wanted, I had to bring in Rhookcastle because the song was not even meant to be on the tape. You understand? But now, right now, I told you there are a couple of guys I want to work with. I didn't mention Odunsi. I like to work with Odunsi.
Yeah, he makes good music.
Yeah, I like to work with Odunsi. Right now, I want to do more collaborations, more features, and
Yeah. So Rhookcastle, what's your top 5?
In no particular order: Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Kendrick, J. Cole.
So Rook, what would you like to see happen in 10 years in the economy, in the Nigerian economy?
I want to see an educational system that is not based on la crème la poor. I want to see Nigeria diversifying from from just the from being an oil-based economy. I like to see a young visionary leader, take us from the point we are now to the next phase. I like to see the music industry, bigger than this. I feel it's still very small. There's still a lot of ways, a lot of mediums that we're not exploring. Not just the music industry, the whole entertainment industry at large. Just to mention a few. If you stuck around this long, then big shout out to you. Big shout out to all my fans. Big shout out to my crew, Afromatic. Big shout out to AltéVisuals. Thanks for hooking me up. Thanks for making this work. Thanks for making this happen. It's good. I feel good, having a platform to actually talk like this and explain, my process, my thought process, my game, my vision, my music. So big shout out to you once again. And together I'm sure we're gonna do greater things. We'll go bigger than this.